A deputy murdered, but the killer is still not behind bars.
This is a cold case that is heartbreaking for detectives as well as the deputy's family. They desperately want justice for a man who served and protected his community. Tonight, can you help Grace White put together the missing pieces?
No matter the size of town, when you make a pledge to serve and protect, you never know what's waiting for you out on the street. But make no mistake, Liberty County Deputy Wilburn AG stood ready.
Great man, had the biggest heart ever, tough as nails.
AG, a father and husband, always wanted to be a police officer.
He enjoyed it, but the smaller towns, they don't make as much money, so he had to work an extra job.
And he was working one the night of April 5th, 1995.
What is weird, at 11:05 exactly, I either heard or had a dream of a car backfiring, a big white flash, and it turns out that's the time that my dad was killed.
Good morning, everyone.
In crime scene video,
there were witnesses, at least 4 or 5 of them around Video Joe's.
You can see the store off Fondren in southwest Houston.
That's clear 40.
AG was inside talking to the clerk, his back to the door when robbers barged in, killing him and stealing his gun.
This particular suspect grabbed the officer, pushed him to the floor, and shot him one time.
It was AG's friend and fellow officer, Frank Longoria, who got him the extra job.
He started in 92 and he was killed in 95.
The night he died, he rushed to his friend.
What did Will love most about the job?
Doing some good for his community. He actually liked putting bad guys in jail, but he also liked helping people.
I trained out here, and there's a lot of bad elements out here.
Cold case detective Paul Vella walks us through the crime scene, surrounded by one of the city's worst neighborhoods for gangs.
Yes, this is the old Video Joe's. As you can tell, it's changed.
Houston police exhausted all their leads. But a year after the murder came a break.
The gun was recovered approximately a year later, and the gun was taken from a suspect in a burglary of a motor vehicle.
But he's not your suspect.
He is not our suspect, no.
So who is? Police have this sketch, but no name, nothing concrete, frustrating detectives.
He's a brother. It hits us right in the heart. You know, we have extra jobs just like him. We know how dangerous it is.
Does it surprise you that we're sitting here 20 years later and his case still hasn't been solved?
When I asked, officers that were involved with the case a long time ago, they just said it was such a clueless case for having so many witnesses.
But instead of focusing on the past, this daughter is paying it forward.
I always wanted to adopt kids just because I always knew the need was big. When this happened, I knew I wanted to adopt kids that maybe were from neighborhoods that were tough.
She's raising 5 boys, 3 adopted.
This is Dane, we call him DJ, and he wants to be a police officer.
Most people might, after your experience, say no way.
I've actually been asked that, and there's a lot of police officers here that have a healthy career that never have to pull their gun, never have a gun pulled on them.
It just so happens her dad did.
AG had close to 20 years of experience in law enforcement. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers. We also have a podcast up on iTunes. Just search for Missing Pieces and you can hear more about the case.
23 years. Hopefully the story will lead to an arrest.
That's what we're hoping. We're hoping more people will listen to the podcast, watch our story, and call in those important tips.
All right, nice work. Thank you, Grace.